From my papa, and from my papa, I'm on party. Yeah, oh, see, so free and this is the time to heal the land. Sika upenti, can I say? What would I upenti? You, hey, oh my God, what I'm saying, so man. What was Sika upenti? Empty, can I say? Hey, you could die, oh, let me satisfy. Hey. I'm saying, queer Dutch. Yes, sorry. And I've won zero. I'm quite what thing. Oh, when I open to you, and can I say, stop now, I'm saying now. Say, mother, God, let's stop. God, I'm saying now. Stop, God, I'm saying. What the girl I'm saying about somebody? Yeah, losing our motherland, Ghana. It's your no, I say, why don't you mean it? Oh, sick and sick, I say, and come on into a with the pharmacy. Hey. I want to for very hour come now I say can I get it? Girl I'm say busy I'll be late I'll be say can I say so girl I'm say now say mother now let's stop girl I'm say now stop girl I'm say Heal the land, plant the seed. Save the future, plant the trees. Yam franka mummeniodo, how many beya of free and fed you my thing, Papo Agana. Agana, dear, is you nice.
Abuziafo ya mama Jo ya mama Kwaba nso ukuada foforo asayaba aha NDC 360 NDC 360 eye dwumadie soronko dwumadie fefefe dwumadie wawaso a NDC amanyokuo no akyekyere ede egu akwan mu ede bo niema pa NDC aban no eye amawo eni obi bia ohweye. We are live on Wezo TV, live on XYZ TV, live on Radio XYZ, live on Power FM, live on Angel TV and Onia TV. We are also live on NDC 360 Facebook, NDC 360 official Twitter, and the numerous social media and digital platforms are madumunti modomye ama niema pa yedigu akwema Ghana fo nyina no mo share maye. Tell a friend to tell a friend that Dr. Samia is live on NDC 360. We are live on all the major platforms. Share our link, comment, and what have you. Why na jumadi ayedi no entimi nko ye na nye fefefe for the benefit of everyone. Me di Dr. Samia ye ne me di jumadi hu chiami. Te say de bia monim no NDC 360 ya chemu afa and 9. 4 segments. The first segment of Friday kind of government this week. Na watching mu mo amu de course so ya papa His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama share the private sector or the business community in this country. Enu mu de nketa mu de nsɛmpi ekoso ho. Yeah, when we go into the segment itself, we'll tell you the details. But like we have always been doing, we bring you the best and nothing but the best. The second segment, of far, etosumi no, NDC and you. The near who, and the aswati Ghana for the donedi one dance, and the near ma, fe emu rama, major governmental state institutions dey go akwan mu a eno so bo Ghana for ho bra e dey fa so dey papa abre Ghana for ye ka ho asem e wo NDC and you ofa etoso miensa no a moment of truth ye no kremre eno no ye the data ye the facts ni go akwan mu ye the facts are akrampo aya wo na na ekra hu obo so we dey no krojin eno ene ye kan a moment of truth. The fourth and the final segment janda me wo se wa onim amanyosemu mfasope ene atrosemu a yanom de aba Ghana amanyosemu yi se de bia ye nka asemu a no kure nim na enya no kure na ye fangu nipa ho fi na ngu aba ho fi no eno na yanom bi ade wo ho pa but the janda me wo segment ene ye beti omoto ye be pa omo ho nkrata ama Ghana fo hu no kure wo ene de ekoso. So these are the four segments of NDC 360. That's why they be kind. Me did Dr. Samia ye ne. Me did you made ye home. Chiame. Ye try musima. Ye ba. We'll go through the segments.
Resource. It's our pride. And at Gold Ball Jewelry, we celebrate that pride every day with craftsmanship that reflects who we are as Ghanaians. Introducing the Gold Ball Jewelry Gold Tablet. Pure, certified, proudly Ghanaian gold. The best part, when you buy a Gold Ball Jewelry tablet, you own it. You keep your gold with you, not with us. It's more than a jewelry. It's a smart investment for every Ghanaian who wants to secure their future. Gold Ball Jewelry Gold Tablet. Own your gold. Own your future.
Therefore, yes, I saw Mama Kwaba about NDC 360. Maybe I do know a or 5 kind. The first segment of NDC 360, which is government this week. Now, to say the munim no, President Mama, or say Bako for cherry down for, or to cross so and Pwejina, Benuswa Emia. It's a danny den na our far to the hoso. Say, or Maya Obu no Ghana phone na. Ayo more modi omusika be she bibi mu Ghana businessmen and investors a number of institutions and bodies almost can be a woman any other stakeholders are almost suggestions any opinions and are binding go akwemu amani ema also aban ya ebebo Ghana for na no oye. It is in the light of this and a President John Dramani Mahama any finance minister and a minister for trade a number of ministers and heads of institutions, HIA, El Kempinski, under the theme Presidential Encounter with the Private Sector. In commodity bebre ekoso na men say o mekra ntino ye be yimfoni yi na etiefo na ahwefo ahwe ye ba na ye de nkomo kakra.
But let me be clear. Stabilization is not equal to transformation. For over 5 decades, Ghana's manufacturing sector has contributed around 10% to GDP. Meanwhile, emerging Asian economies starting from a similar basis have achieved manufacturing share of 20% to 30% of GDP and thereby creating mass employment and export competitiveness. And so we need to change our trajectory. I've therefore set a national target Manufacturing must contribute at least 15% of GDP by the year 2030. At the center of our transformation agenda is a 24-hour economy policy. Factories operating one shift produce one shift's output. Factories operating 3 shifts maximize capital, infrastructure, and labor productivity. The 24-hour Economy Authority has now been established to coordinate nationwide implementation. I had the privilege of assenting to this bill, and it has been enacted into law. For manufacturers, this includes shift-based incentives, off-peak electricity tariffs, enhanced nighttime security, structured labor dialogue, tax exemptions on equipment for factory expansion, and other associated incentives. This is not mere reform, it is a productivity revolution. The Cabinet will soon approve the National Agribusiness Policy to anchor our aim of value addition. Recently, wild fluctuations in the world cocoa market price have compelled us to take emergency steps to cushion our cocoa industry and protect our farmers. Measures have included a painful downward review of the domestic producer price. The current crisis in the cocoa sector compels us to urgently introduce reforms in the entire cocoa value chain. Reforms will include, amongst others, domestic funding for cocoa purchasing, expanded involvement of local licensed buying companies in cocoa purchasing, including the revamp of the produce buying company, expand value addition and processing of cocoa and other tree crops locally, automatic price mechanism that pays the farmer 70% of the international market price at prevailing exchange rates, drastic reduction of expenditure and elimination of waste in the cocoa board, and retooling of the cocoa processing company. We must move Ghana from a raw commodity exporter to a value-added producer. Ghana's economy has emerged from a period of severe turbulence. We're beginning to see positive signals: relative stabilization of the currency, improved investor sentiment, strengthened business confidence, new private capital investments in manufacturing and processing. These outcomes reflect deliberate fiscal consolidation, value-added tax rationalization, removal of distortionary levies, and a determined effort to restore macroeconomic credibility. Government also commits to improving infrastructure, including the roads, utilities, power, water, so that the private sector and industry can expand and thrive. And then also government commits to regular consultation with the private sector to resolve the challenges and obstacles that prevent your businesses from growing. In return, I ask the private sector to invest and scale up domestic production, create additional Ghanaian jobs, prioritize local content, invest in skills development, maintain international standards for our products, and engage transparently in policy dialogue with government. Today is a presidential dialogue with the private sector, but let us move from dialogue to delivery as we leave this.
For the first time in Ghana's history, there is a negative 11.9% rate of debt accumulation, beneficiary of the economic reset under your administration. I want to use this opportunity to also urge the private sector that it's time to give something back to the Ghanaian citizen. Please reduce your prices to reflect the reality. And let us together make our country great and strong. Thank you very much.
I happened to join the March the 3rd last year, the National Economic Dialogue. And today we are very happy to see that Ghana's economy is not only reset, but also strengthened. Is not only reset, but also strengthened and reinforced. At some point, we say, okay, we cannot produce. But today, I think through the presentation, we are proud to say that Ghana can not only produce, but also export to the neighboring countries and to the other countries, like in steel sectors, cement, and beverages, this and that.
Yes, also Mama Kwaba, government this week segment of NDC 360. I just said the muedo. With the control for some suma in many Muankasama Hundia Koso. President Mama on the business community in this country, the sort of relationship akoso over the last 1 year. Oshe investors here, but kokra be in a num catcher say, Tama ye the economic dialogue, no hobby. Onwanka say, Ghana sika semon to at the time when the NDC came into Gambia, Baba Mono. Umuye sena Ghana sika sem na to tia pansam. Na tobaha. Otonwa yento. Otoswa yentua. Bibia no ana ekoso. Ewo saa sika sem a NDC ababeto ye be ne afe baako a etwa mu yi ono broni na ono ne de sika be hye adwuma mu Ghana no ebo NDC aban of President John Dramani Mahama abaso say afe yi a etwa mu yi just 1 year in government adwuma pa ene ne ma pa aban na timi aye no obo aban na baso no gidi yi say enhyehyɛ pa aban ne de agu akwam na babo ammo adwuma akoso omo ya nkrakra nwuma omo koto beton the manufacturers. Because we have so many institutions and several sectors of the Ghanaian economy in the you have pharmaceutical industry for you have cement industry for you have dealing in steel and other metals for you have dealing in drinks for into the fabric industry. Obia hobby. Obia de na drink chine baye. How omujidi says President Mama the year juma beboa. To say the President Mama the year juma in the last 1 year no. Omujidi says a president to us about Bob. Is that a president say or person we Ghana into an export-oriented country? What it means is that we must increase our manufacturing and production into a set a target for your manufacturing. Say you be produce niema. Say a cement na you produce, and I say a iron rods na ye produce and I nuane and I produce say betimi etimi aye na yetim dia kwa amono na yakoton no o pese ne percentage and aso ha mu nchichemu no yenya 15% by 2030. Already this is a president oba akonyamu we be wa making sure so wa cut it short and also wa breaking ground for the construction of many factories in this country. E ko bechemi hu bi poultry processing plant or a factory, Kumasi Yehubi, poultry feed production, and so many factories are President Mama. Obaye, Washa se etia noa, Ghana fodo do na eba benya so far so. And komo bebre akoso. 24 hours economy unye because one of the fundamental principles, the FAPIM, yakaza FAPIMA, adia manufacturing any production jina so pa. Say ode in sheshe pabegu akwemu a every time of the day around the clock nipa betimi aye adwuma to say the share Ghana for but 133 in light of that President Mama was signing book mu say 24 hours authority eye adwumaku a eba be hwe ama 24 hours economic boss na for the years na afibia no ebi beka hono sisi ana ye ko negative say ye kasote e kanu esote ndisi a enkane no say ye to Ghana Japade nyina o say esa ko bobo se ndi tua e kane bi ba sisi ano ye to Ghana Japade nyina se ndi tua ye ka ye benya more than 50% aka kire dia ye niema a ebebo Ghana fo enkane no ye ton enkane na mekan e ye under the MPP. And baby, you do 104% of debt to GDP ratio. The chair say Ghana Japadia nyina je say san ko bobosia of debt to GDP ratio. The chair say Ghana Japadia nyina je say san ko bobosia 4% ka ho de tuaka. Nessa okabuburo na Ghana team. But under President John Dramani Mahama, ya ye djuma ma yesi kasem na jisika e de begu Ghana sika kasem no. Ya ye $31 billion as compared to $31 billion as compared to 17 billion imports. Nti ya ye aton niema kwa manoni enya so fa so de over $14 billion aboama Ghana sika kasem no ejina brane. Investors see able President Mahama Baso. Eti niema pi yakoso. Now this is just the beginning. This is 1 year out of 4 years. Afebako ewo infie nanya Ghana for to aba ma President Mahama say on bedi oman so na mpanyifo say sa agrobe sa anadwo a if you are not part. This is just 1 year mpone na the train ka ho a san na be kwakwa. So a whole lot of things have gone on. And away just one of the series. I know say in March President Mahama be say share the labor unions in this country. No new match. How ojidi sa ban na timi akoso. How almost dream say omo de o ma dream ba bebo ama niema timi akoso. Niema pi akoso in the last 1 week, but emrenti no we pe na ye be kan wasem. Going forward na ye be de ye kan ya na be to do na so na ya discuss it for the benefit of all of us. So this is the end of government this week. Yeba to us.
Is more than a resource, it's our pride. And at Gold Board Jewelry, we celebrate that pride every day with craftsmanship that reflects who we are as Ghanaians. Introducing the Gold Board Jewelry Gold Tablet, pure, certified, proudly Ghanaian gold. The best part, when you buy a Gold Board Jewelry tablet, you own it. You keep your gold with you, not with us. It's more than a jewelry. It's a smart investment for every Ghanaian who wants to secure their future. Gold Board Jewelry Gold Tablet. Own your gold. Own your future.
I was there for yes, I saw my kwaba. NDC 360 so. Offer the second segment of NDC 360. I friend NDC and you. The near who need the aswatia Ghana for the donate who dance. Now NDC and you. The other can was seminar watching President Mama dear or yeno. Just say regularly. Brano near President Mama ye. Say young fashion pangwa kwemu ye be produce bibi wo Ghana for benya so far. So it said they make in the first segment of the NDC 360. And then ye the ni share Shama in the Western region. President Mahama could break ground for the construction of a $250 million glass production facility. Ojidi say edumadia sa facility ne be ye no eden fasodie kese pa be bre Ghana na Ghana enya so fa so ama emaburo nya adwuma ye nya foreign exchange che say sika e wo so mani hia de crack glass ba Ghana no say sika ni na so be de ebeti. It is in that light and President Mahama eco commission eco breaking ground for some project no ehun foni wo ho ye betwa amam ye ba ye be kan wase.
This factory is going to be producing 200,000 square meters every day, not every year. Currently, this factory in Shama exports to over 20 countries, including, can you guess, United States. Shama tiles go to the United States market. Shama, you are exporting to Italy. You are exporting to France. You are exporting to Mexico. You are exporting. Now, so why you float glass factory? Now, so why you float glass factory in the count? From August next year, at full production, what tax are obetia every Shama to Ghana Revenue Authority will exceed 1 billion cedis. Now 1 billion cedis onye sikadada ona we Ghana cedis kofo sikanibi 1 billion. Osande oka 1 billion Ghana old Ghana cedis ana oye bibi kakre bi. A new Ghana cedis 1 billion or bro. That is the revenue.
That was President Mahama in your shots. President Mahama say Ghana, Emredu say you better than Ghana an industrial and manufacturing hub. The TN say yemfa hihye nwa kom yemfa sika ngum na yeso ya yentimi produce ye niema na ye sufficient. Na yemma Ghana nye export driven. The TN say niema ebe kra kwa amanoni no ebe do so ase niema ye de Ghana. The TN say inhwehwemu kire say in 2024 alone, 2 years ago, sika Ghana for the cra glass eba Ghana de be ye niema pi wo Ghana ha na ye $25 million. Ashofo amhwe ye ka $1 million. $1 million ye tete sika 100 billion. 1 billion ko 100. I am multiplying by 25. Say $25 million. Now, sa factory ya President Mahama a breaking ground for you. The first phase they produce 600 tons of glass. Second phase they produce 800 tons. Just say we are able produce 1,400 tons. Now, sa 1,400 tons sa glass no. Ye de do na abekwa manoni. Obobo okroni America, and Brazil, and a whole number of countries. I'm a Ghana nyaso for $100 million. And Canino, now you bought $25 million a crack glass by Ghana in 2024. But because of this project, say yeah, we are Ghana be crack $100 million, just 4 times of Sika, yeah, the crab Ghana, and not Ghana be nyaso for so. So this is a visionary leader. Osunda epa tikasi eri adwe Ghana ho do ahye na koma mu ma ne hihye ye bi obeye bia no, it is for the benefit of the people. Me gidi ye se sa factory omu wi Ghana for mabunu na benya adwuma aye wo omo mpese obeye laborers, omo ye engineers, technicians, scientists for ahodo bebreba ye maame mu because of adwuma ye benya aduane kakra ton wo omo so benya kakra dia show mesem ye nua ma o mako school o mo so enima beefo a nimdia o manyente beboa ama sa factory yetimi akoso kama all these people in Shama and in the environment benya ho adwuma entimi bo President Mahama na baso me bo Trade Minister baso and all the other stakeholders are omo de omo support type President Mahama echi ama adewe ababe kra behwe me gidi ye se President Mahama etrimu popapa any adwen papa a tie this program echino e hon fa so de do na beba in only few months from now ama Ghana etimi abe krabehwe. So this forms part of President Mahama's overarching initiative say enhyehyeye o de begu akwan mu no ebebo ama Ghana be industrial hub say Ghana eso be ye kura e ba ne say enwuma kese wo ha yanka say yetimi ya niema ye hia eye niema nkrofo for so be hia ne yetimi aton bi akomo mo no. That vision will be realized under the leadership of President Mahama. Said be aban foforo bi e beba NDC aban foforo bi e beba after President Mahama no omo so betimi aye atoa so ama Ghana ababe krabe hwete se de Ghana for dodo na o mani gye ho se o behu so omoman ekoso ama mabunu enya hodwuma. So this is something smaller we discuss on NDC and you, but you must be rest assured was say ye na enya ho ntiase say dwumade bi a president ama eye bia no for the benefit of the people of Ghana, and there are more coming. There are many factories at president ama ebe bie in the next 3 years. To say the last 1 year obi bebre in several parts of this country yebeye ama Ghana mabunu Ghana ye maame ne ye papa mo a omo so mo Ghana ho do a omo gidi se Ghana be ye dache ama niema etimi akoso. Enti this is NDC and EU segment. Ye try ho aba ye ba ye be ye moment of truth.
From the heart of Ghana comes elegance that endures. Gold ball jewelry craft world-class jewelry from the finest gold, diamonds, and precious minerals. Gold ball jewelry designed to celebrate your milestones. Your style, your legacy. Gold ball jewelry. Pure, precious, proudly Ghanaian. Visit our showroom or shop online.
Abuzianfo Yamama Kwaba ebium eba NDC 360. This is the third segment, and how far etosomiensa a moment of truth. Moments of truth, no cray emre. Ahadie, we tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. A year, 2 days from today, on Friday, President Mahama and Ghana forbidden komo under the theme State of Nations Address. Afibia ye. Na already Article 67 of Ghana yemra kunini a friend of constitution now. Or say the constitution under Article 67 mandates the president to deliver a message on the state of the nation to parliament at the beginning of each session and before the dissolution of parliament. The NTNSA Afibia no I was a president. Any Ghana forbidden komo the abindada no di jayen December 2024 and just a few 2-3 days in January 2025 yebeka ho asem na international agencies bebrebe wo wiase afana nyina omo ndom amanyoko bia omo ni NDC ana omo ni MPP omo ni PNC anase ANC anase omonye Republicans anase omonye Democrats omonye NDP anase omonye APC fo omonye amanyosem na omono omafa abefo kwan so eni nimde aye ratings anase omahihye omode abefo ene suehunu etimi akire oman bia sikasem ntutu ye say ekoyi ana enkoyi no. So there are 3 major international credit rating agencies ne kotoka sanity. Baako ye friend Fitch, baako ye friend Moody's, and baako ye friend S&P. Enti NDC aban ba aban on 7th January 2025 normal rating the economy before yeba. Fetch catcher say that restricted default RDH say economy name one number kun o de ehwe enye ye o do kodwama so a obi ani wa obeto de tie ne say obekaya before say MPP aban no efri akonyamu no we are safe na nyina boy gala we say ye de boy bosia ye ntua. They locked us out of the Eurobond market. They just say Ghana de ye sika samonye ye mpanyimfo enso da ye pass our time no. Ye mpanyimfo gi sika anom de awaso obusirem sa amre no. Into boy bosia ye ntua. Say Ghana ye business e just say ye books the balance sheet ne da negative. Negative equity we dey hwe yenye yi. Omo ka say restricted default. Default na chere say ye dis come as for ye adwuma unti fa nya adwuma no because unti bi ntua ho ka. That is what it means. Moody's also rated Ghana CAA2 for long-term local and foreign currency ratings. Ghana bako semu ye nya CAA2 da until say MPP for ba bemo. Ono mo say Ghana sikasem tanta no mo koye obeka ya edu maybe Ghana pensioners a demonstration in front of financial ministry say abana je musika omusi omuntua hute omfo ma no nkobobo moja ba no matter free. That was what the MPP government and President Kufuor and Dr. Baumia or see ada wasesa no suban Baumia ababiu yensa fa ne mrabiu no meto abone no mudie no so. That was how Moody's rated us because na niema ekoso Ghana kromo nyina no emo na ma yesika sem no atete apansam enye Moody's phone kwa na eka even MPP members bebre ekan ema one of almost store was a lunch matenkrati no free party on the basis of nema na ekoso. S&P for so your ratings almost selective defaults for foreign currency CC plus for local currencies. Our ratings we mu na no de ni na kire ne say ye mo number o de ye hwe a enye yi o ma say Ghana sika sem toto ye poto. So that was the state of the Ghanaian economy before President John Dramani Mahama Eba. In fact, December 2024 to ye dwadini na opebosi akoye adwuma na ope 100 million na ye ma 100 million we and see who abetua no be 150 million na 140 million under the MPP. Inflation 23.8 Rebecca maybe you do 54%. The idea say and now koto ade February na ye 10 Ghana cedis and I say 100 you say 100 Ghana cedis. Ebedu March sa bre we no okoto ayesen sa mre no ebedu March no be kono na eko 125 cedis and that's 130 Ghana cedis. That was inflation na NDC abandoned to it. Intina enye utimi koto ade Saturday Monday we be kono na atu obi a wo hwe me bi o ka no kra bi anim se sa de we ekoso and now be sorry na fuel 1 liter either 15 ade e be che we kono na either 20. We all saw it in this country under the MPP. Nobody can doubt it. Debt to GDP ratio 61.8%. The idea is Ghana ye ton ye japade nyina say dey tua ye ka asa me catch you say before edu 61.8 na at 104%. Na emo na makon wo de ye hwe enye yi ema omu twa nkrofo haircut domestic debt exchange na me can say Ghana for mpanyimfo pensioners or mako pension ye twa musika so ye tete ebi musika so ye catch ebi mu say insi hu a e wo mo bon so de betua na 15 years time ebi mo di 90 years 80 years 50 years time 105 na do na ewu che say ya fa osika ye fama we also it no mo tete nkrofo sika so and that to GDP ratio no eba from to 61.8%. They no cry no enye o enye o de yehwe enye ye de je ne say fa Ghana japade say ye kwa akoton a ye ton wi a ebeka sika be 39% pe eno ye de betua Ghana fo bi ka salary ye de be infrastructure de be hwe isa o de yehwe enye ye. That was what we inherited. Yenko budget deficit 7.9%. The idea say yesu manye osikasemu to understand say budget in pa ye di mane broso more than 7.9%. That is what it means. Into ka say 100 million so fa koye adwuma obeba no no wadi 100 million na wi asa abobosia 7 million aka ho ana wabo 8 million aka ho adi dia wasa ne sirem oye na hwe yenye ye. That was the MPP. Import cover chere say we import cover 4 months they chere say Ghana sika a good Bank of Ghana no say dwadifo ka so mo kwa ma no ne akokra ne ma ba sika na e wo bank no bosomi adodo sen na Bank of Ghana betimi de adwadefo sika ma omo de akwa akoto ne ma fi amano ne aba na Ghana sika sam ne nye ntina ye 4 months pay na timi to after 4 months ka bi eni ho. That was the economy the MPP left. Now under John Dramani Mahama tikesia ewi adwe na mamuomu in a space of 1 year inflation are net that 23.8%. Your mama they about 3.8%. 3.8%. Just said ne wujina way over 100 cities okoto adia. In the next 1 month obekono na be 50 pesos be na one city be pen ababeka ho. So you can plan ahead. Where just 1 year in government to imagine the next few years I die anymore. In fact, so dear Ghana for Ebenya. Your mama doom any the finance minister, any gold board and penny for lawyers and fee, any nyuma power mu ye. Ghana, your debt to GDP ratio about 45.3% from 61% to 45.3. Just a Ghana, ye fire Japanese in our town to go to your car. Ebenya sikani bebre aka, eme ye dia Ghana for do na Ebenya so far so. Ghana cedi appreciation for many years they be asama yeti depreciation. Ghana sika sam na eyemrewu, Ghana sika sam nye, Ghana sika sam na toba ha ye cedi nu ni ahoden aye hata te say the dot about me and president Kufuor kan no. Ye cedi na ye hata atete apansam oye na hwe enye yie. But under John Dramani Mahama ne Ghana sika na nya ahoden 40.7% over the dollar. Ghana sika no enya hodin over the dollar by 40%. Just say abu dollar na brand new by 40%. And no any the legacy of President Mahama also make exports 31.7 billion exports 17.5 billion. Is Ghana a export led economy. Ye gidi ye say ye koso na da fibo ye koso ye de na mfaso de bebre and sika egu bank no 13.8%. You buy $8.89 billion. And now I know say a moving from 8.89 to 13.8 billion. And Segagu Bank of Ghana. I saw Ghana sika de mama in Wayedin. Ama a jadi 4 pesika de aquaman and Yakotonima. And can in 4 months be more. See, I know 5.7 months, almost 6 months. Bank of Ghana bet me a boy at the farm moment me aquaman and the dollars acquire Juma. Abama Ghana and so forth. So into that, if we are seeing for na international rating agencies now, omoka say MPP, sika semne nye, amamu ni nye, amamu no mo number, amamu na toba ha, oto ayento, ufri ayentua, ekwamudi obi ana na manko yi no. Enne international rating agencies no, ese president ama ban na ebo na homode. O share ratings now. And the MPP Fitch na ye RD restricted default and ne almost say a B- with a stable outlook. Fitch for neka B- with a stable outlook. Osha RD baby a work quite ten B any B ufi A and do B and chen do B say niema e koye e wa ban nim. Moody's forces say ye moving from CAA2 number CAA1 with a stable outlook for long-term local and foreign currency ratings. Reflecting improving the Ghanaian economy, the outlook no is stable, a jira brani, a jira na so en kakra ye betimi a yi Ghana for fi amna donko MPP for edi ewremu no e be ye free because of President Mahama ato force and pay for keka ho enwuma pa omo ye ama ne ma timi akoye nti where what the IMF and international bodies say about the NDC's administration. If we are saying for na independent minds can for President Mahama mabu. I'm say we IMF we broni of IMF na buy. Also IMF lost Ghana's economic recovery. The amount Airpaway City newsroom. It will give them the credit. The amount patching and say President Mahama. Ye politicians, ye normal man could be about adwuma pa oni mpanyufo ye no ye ba mabaso ye gidi se nkakra mu ye mo be koso aye ama Ghana etimi agina brane ama asopiti a wose mudi sikasi school dan fango a mo bete so ene ho ne ma pii mo ye ama Ghana fo nya so fa so nti mo sika sem ne sisi ade ekoyi enka ne nkoyi nti mo abo president baba so say IMF lost Ghana's economic recovery on say ye first segment me video bi kire wa broni ode ne sika ba Ghana be share adwuma mo say president mama last year and last 2 years mo ba ye no na enye ene de me bon aba so eye sa pepe na IMF no so ka CDD omoye an independent civil society organization omo de omo kanokre asama omo kanina ne say CDD lost Mohammed's administration for exceptional macroeconomic stability. Just say the president mama ne na aban ababa ye in the last 1 year no bro adwene nti ase so yeso nko na omo bo president mama ba so president mama nko so na onye because mpanyfo say do food apa na eden ye piano na de opa de so akọ asante no ye nye de ye mo na bro ade mo de brega na fo ade na o say ni din ade na o bo no abro nti omo say omo bo president mama ba so o ya ade a eye kama no ndi omo support ene omo hodin na beta na chi ama watimi aye adwuma pa Ghana for benya so far so nti we Ghana web na publish share story CDD lost Ghana's President Mohammed's administration for exceptional macroeconomic stability. What the MPP stalwarts say about NDC's economy where the MPP for no omo ankasa mpanyifo say your mama oh ya de ye MPP for there but where the otan okwadura no in America. Former minister saying 17 January 2026. Afia no bi no nka so aban president mama we die ye wotan okodura no in America. No kre ne say obo homoden wo ya de adwuma a wo ye no ya de Ghana for ebo abaso for it continue doing it. Nti MPP panyi pa enye fu soja bi no abeka say we die o ye amanyosem we die o panyi a waka ne no kre wato nanum to say no president mama within last 1 year the ye share Ghana for bo nipa o wini aba wa MPP mu dota ba o me share Ghana for bo gina simpie su keka nsem bebre o Ghana ha say we asem nyansa nyina about economic management of the country e woni trim ye fa Ghana sika sam hye sa 8 years what a no pa sam na management free on credo be o say nyon no a president Kufuado papa we about president mama baso and o say the president mama Srunkun sin your no political party be in the last 1 year. And see about Nabaso for that. So really President Mama the State of Nations address or Babekai on Friday no. It will talk about what we inherited and how we have delivered. There are many government interventions by in the last 1 year say President Mama will throw more light on it. If you force a penny dwaria, na nso ai den asa. No ankasa be dware ama nso na asa. No ne Ghana for e de ho nkomo. Ama one Ghana for ache. Ama ye hu baby e free buy, baby e gina any baby a ye ko. But from what I have presented on this platform and also on this screen, also be anya na ho ntiase. Obi obaye na ajo so be ka no kre bia should come to the inevitable conclusion say no. NDC aban of President John Ramani Mama Abo no homode. There are many difficulties we are going through. Sana aban Ghana is a developing country. We have so many challenges. Ebi wo no ma dodo na ekoyi. Ba ko bi enu bi Ghana for bebre na so akire adwenche so we dey ekoyi. Ye gidi ye se nkakra ye betimi akwa ni mama ne mako. So really this is the state of what we should expect on the State of Nations address by President Mama on Friday. Yeni age say Mosubaka e ho na yetimi edu baby edu. Nti this is the end of third segment of today's NDC 360. Ye try ho ye ba we go to the fourth and final segment. Yeah, that's it.
there's something extraordinary happening, something you won't want to miss.
A treasure that has been kept under wraps until now.
The wait is almost over.
Get ready to experience the unforgettable.
Ebuzianfo Yamama Kwaba eba the fourth and final segment of NDC 360 a friend Jandamewu. Jandamewu de ye think of photo and someone no cray be mo ka e de gu e be mo fi e de say e be mo din no because of amanyo sem na ha ene etiomoto. Na nansei obehwa atro sem ne nsem bebrea e koso Ghana amanyo sem no. Dodo na have been directed at Cocoa Board. Because in Penyufo Cocoa Board no, they are doing niema bia ebuama Cocoa Board ejina ne naso. But in Penyufo se baby anyame ma ebo ma pesi no ho na bonsam so matoto mo ne de tie ne se niema pa o mo ye no ebo ebi mo yem. I can tell you on authority, say the new leadership of Cocoa Board etimia save Cocoa Board $150 million, which is about 1.5 billion Ghana cedis because of procurement cuts. A year procurement, yankoto dia ehunhia na ehunhia. We all know what has happened. Jute sacks ne ade ade mfaso bi ani so in the next 10 years Cocoa Board mpo hia no makokra ba kromu because of procurement. Because of that ntino. Nkrofo a ehyehyɛ saa niema we achi ayo mo huntedu achi afa kwati kwan bu so ni ahyehyɛ nkrofo bi ase ekeka nsɛm a enim. This week MP for Otafo Vincent Ekwasifua wabeka nsɛm pi or see the deputy CEO of Finance and Administration of Cocoa Board, Mr. Atubuatin, ewo private company because of the position as deputy CEO no sap or is managing director of the private company na sa private company ni Cocoa Board edi kasubum business. Imremu a friend of conflict of interest. Just say the image below is clear. The share transfer is dated 20th January, yet it was filed at Registrar General Department only on 20th February, a day after I raised the issue. Ni na say MP say ono wakwa konya documents bi minim baby onya no. I chere say Mr. Atobuatin no eda so ye owner of company be a friend Atlas. Na sa company ne Cocoa Board di kaso boma. A serious case of conflict of interest. The opportunity say papa no da so ye the managing director and the owner of Atlas. No krebi anim na ahaye beteneto. We the resignation letter of Mr. Atubuatin. Etie for hwe ye ene ahwefo. 20th January 2025. Mr. Atubuatin ni di na wa ha no. Otro letter ekoma Atlas Board of Directors. To be sure, resignation letter. I hope this letter finds you well. I am writing to formally resign from the position of Director of Atlas Commodities Limited in accordance with Section 175(1)(c) of Companies Act 992. I hereby give notice that my resignation will be effective as 20th January. They not trust letter no. I resign. I would also like to take this opportunity to state that I have no outstanding claims or obligations against the company. Watching one free company no. I resign. Who read the Companies Act, Section 175(1) naturally say the office of the director which he was shall be vacated if the director resigns from the office by notice in writing to the company. It say nipa no so true resignation letter say on person of a director biuma the person ceases to be a director. Into a true letter say on person of a director biuma in January 2025. 2 clear months before his appointment as deputy CEO of Cocoa Board. That must be put on record. So resignation letter, has not disputed it. Until dispute it because it is clear and it's a fact. Where Atlas for stamp, read date on 20th January 2025. Your stamp is to come. It's here for Eshe. Bibia kama. This is the resignation letter. Okay, I'm say. So that was the resignation letter. Resignation letter, Mr. Atobwatin. A troye say or the ma Atlas form penny for so resign. Company no nimbio. Until where the relevant law now make a already section 42(1) of the same act or say the shares of a member in a company are movable. A chair say, and then me jina he betimi de me shares ama obiya me pe. So long as I men san fa me ame ho no. Men san fa ma me ame ho no. Betim de ama me nua, betim de ama me papa, betim de ama me maame, betim de ama madamfo. Eti mra bia nsi ho kwan. Say obi was shares in a company and you should know say obi interest in a company by shares or being a director. Nipa no watcho letters on your director bill. So the next thing is for the same person to relinquish the shares in the company. Atlas limited by shares. They trying to say company no make up and mra bo mechin say nipa kuakuo e no maka musika bom no maye the company in shares. Into turn with shares it try say onye part of the company again. Where mra etoso miensa or say Section 98(1) of the Act say, except as expressly provided in the registered constitution of a company, shares are transferable. Obi or shares are to be the more be out to transfer more be without restriction by a written transfer in a common form. And to this is a board resolution, and I say shareholders resolution, written resolution of the shareholders. Stamp no. Office of the Registrar of Company, 9th April 2025. As received. Almost say the company is a private company limited by share duly incorporated under the laws of the Republic of Ghana. The following shareholders have executed share transfer forms in respect of the entire shareholdings in the company. Atobwatin, Deputy CEO of Kukubos, at time no Nyambe Deputy CEO. Transferring the shares, this is the shares, 1,600 equity to Yao Edinam Kofi. 80 papa no wa transfer the share ama obi sa company no because of Jumadia ojidi se dachi bia obedi no company no the auto won the ofri oni riaso nya nton bi ono say on company tum kwata ma pintin ton time. He is not a director as he has resigned. He is not a shareholder. It means that only company need only interest behind the company. Company no only ne tunkwata o mapai. This is a page, at the first page of a blind trust agreement between Mr. Atobwatin and nipa no transfer the shares man no. We date no 20th day of January 2025. MP say Adina omoye agreement no on 20th January. Now so 20th February 2026 yana omodeko Registrar of Company. Na se me na me a director of a company. Na ma resign, na ma transfer me share. And a convince as for is a lawyer. Oh a lawyer, it is presumed say you know the law. Unless you person or try say o niema a okeka no ni niema a okeka on social media no. E ma ya dwinkyire bi say law no nim. But say we a lawyer, it is presumed say we a lawyer. Enti niema a wo ye no, it must pay recourse to the law. Enti say wo ni obi nya adwene na sa amanyo sem na wo pese odigi udin. You know say the moment obi a resign, obi a transfer the shares, the person is no longer part of the company. It is who assembly tia this agreement. It's either you go to the Registrar of Companies to go and petition say company where you be a transfer the share mano. And so registration is so by your Registrar of Company. Into Registrar of Companies query the this entity, and that's what in their court. You are a lawyer. You know the avenues that you must resort to as far as processes like this are concerned. But say obet ye ohunta duachi na obanyama amanyosem mu kwan so asay obi din no, it must not be countenanced and it must not be tolerated. Matieti interviews bebre or so many platforms oka say if obi transfer the shares it doesn't mean onye beneficial owner. Masa you're a lawyer, you must know the law. So will be interest in a company. So either the person is a director or is a shareholder. Currently, he's neither a shareholder, neither is he a director. So since when did he become a beneficial owner? Really? You were a lawyer. And you make some because we are fundamental law student of offense here credit anyway. Until someone more can Eddie go be fee a sign among your semonos, Haneman, we must cut back on it. Say best say ni pedi because of omo juma pa omo ye for the benefit of the people of Ghana. The attacks are modi gukoko bon penny for so no. It is unfair, and we have all seen. Said the documents here tells a fundamental point. So all the laws governing how will be relinquishing the shares in the directorship and what have you is clear. Say nipano on so on your director bioma or better resignation letter. Nipano try resignation letter and I want or Troy. So nipano, if the company is limited by shares, then the person must relinquish the shares. Did the person relinquish the shares or not? He did. This is evidence to it. This is a board resolution to it. At stamp BBR date BBR wasing. There is no conflict of interest in this matter. Mr. Atobwati onye bonibia. Also they are called shraj. I don't know to ask about shraj. Why are you always in the media criticizing people when himself they are some strike? Oh, shraj. Oh, a lawyer. You go to court. You don't prosecute to ask them in the court of public opinion. When you know, say the court is there for you to make a case. So you are a lawyer. I respect you. But don't give us doubt. And my ajimu nye tanta. Say emrano as a unim. Because these are clear situations that obia first year ni kra or law school nim say no asemo de mogo. So ujidi say obi ye bibi bonia. Go and talk to Atlas. Company ni wo honi pa no wa frim. Onye shareholder biom, onye board of director biom, wa frim. Until if you have any petition, go to Registrar General or go to court and go and have your case heard. Until when no krebianim a MPP for one of those numerous agenda in the last 1 year of NDC administration, as Kanda biya my own tese obiya koye katasishane proyebia katasishane proye won sama bo NDC abande said the Jones about kono squeaky clean. Yes, I didn't know that I might be before you because in the last 8 years of the administration, I feel be a catastrophic prayer once. Into Ghana from poor many mashe. Into a more pequine beer, I be mind this, I buy so I yet to send ye, I buy so any MPP, I buy we are not the same, we are worlds apart. Into Ghana farm, more shame, Ghana farm, more team, and you know, cray near my papa be coso cocoa board. Na mi jidi ye pa. Say when the time is due, and I know the reform president Mama dear Guaquemu, say a bebuama PBC akronym, say a bebuama cocoa marketing company akronym, say a car a dark cocoa board. So President Mama so where is our can from also the akoma other institutions of state. Say the be a cocoa board who be behind no kakra. Na cocoa board near metimia ko yama cocoa board. No metimia so equia when the time is due. Sanya ma papa Dr. Randy Abbey, any deputy, Mr. Atobwati, cocoa board no. Boy be moyem because kataseshane prayer pe cause in the last 8 years alcohol for na ye chicha omo dubious and fraudulent contracts mo ya save cocoa board and Ghana 1.5 billion Ghana cedis because of these things that they have done. Eye bi mo ya ewura bi mo kotoku ma enu nti omo ne nam tentenwa ene nam kofu achi say omo be say bi mo din. It must not be countenanced, it must not be allowed. Yedamase say mabwaye na programming etimi aye kama. Ye beda ye executive producers say, ye beda ye producers ase, ye camera, light, sound, MCR. Wezo TV yedamase, Onia TV, NGO TV, TV XYZ, Radio XYZ, Power FM, NDC 360 official on X or Twitter. NDC 360 on Facebook, and your numerous social media and digital media platforms. Amabuama ishui aye krabeshe. Ye we with jandam ewu. That's ne. And I say na what you said ne. Ye be sign him weshia. Na said ye debi aye no. yɛayɛ no pɛpɛɛpɛ yɛbɛsrɛ sɛ obi abɛhwɛ no ho yie na obi abɔ ne ho ban sɛ de bɛyɛ na wɔtwe sɛ na yɛbɛsɛ hyia na yɛde adwuma pa yi ato aso medin de Dr. Samia yɛ na adwuma deɛ mi na mede ho kyia me medase makra mo.
As a result of all of this that we were able to do for ourselves, we have successfully reduced Ghana's debt to GDP from 61.8% of GDP to 45.3% of GDP. So, Mr. President, I'm happy to inform you that, and to captains of industry, that Ghana's debt is now sustainable. For the first time in Ghana's history, there is a negative 11.9% rate of debt accumulation.